In our last video, we talked about the lack of energy, its causes and solutions. But the subject we focused on there was generally physical causes and solutions. In this video, we will talk about the mental reasons of feeling energy deficiency, mental fatigue and the solutions. Yes, let's start. What does mental mean? What is mental fatigue? Mental can be defined as mind, spirit and intelligence. So what happens with mental fatigue? Mental fatigue can be defined as the anxiety that the desired results will not be achieved in personal goals as well as the increase in environmental stimuli. In short, mental fatigue refers to our emotional, social and psychological well-being. These, in turn, affect thoughts, feelings, and behavior. Lack of motivation, irritability, stress, eating problems, anorexia and insomnia are among the most common symptoms of mental fatigue. Mental fatigue can affect you both in the short term and long term. If left unchecked, it can lead to serious problems like anxiety and burnout. Especially those who complain about not being able to pay attention recently, those who feel exhausted, may actually be experiencing mental fatigue problem, attention. Our lives are modernizing, our environment is equipped with the latest technology, everything is thought to make our lives easier. But in practice it does not work like that. We are overwhelmed, we are tired. We have serious difficulties in concentrating our attention, adapting to a job and finishing what we started. We do not want to do any business, and we do not even want to fulfill our responsibilities. We now live in a society defined as information society, and unfortunately, being a member of this information society left us all with heavy responsibilities. We are tired of thinking about tomorrow's work. We don't even want to think. Today, the burden of technological products has started to be discussed more than the convenience they bring to our lives. As you know, it is necessary to learn, use and apply this information at the same speed in the information society, where information is produced quickly. New information is always added to this information. As the capacities of technological devices for storing information increased, our workload increased. Our spaces to breathe and live life have narrowed. The time we devoted to the work we had to do as individuals increased, but at that time the material and spiritual pleasure did not increase in the same proportion as the work produced. Rather it fell. Here is the problem. This inverse proportion is immediately perceived by the human brain, and the situation that occurs when the whole body is put into an alarm state is a kind of surmenage, that is, mental fatigue. One of the most important causes of mental fatigue is the excessive stimulus from the environment and the concern that the expectation of high performance for the future will not be realized in matters that personally occupy the mind. Sometimes it can be thought of as burnout syndrome. Problems are very close to each other. In burnout syndrome, it is physical fatigue and excessive reluctance and boredom due to hard work. In mental fatigue, it is the mind itself that is tired. Sometimes, mental fatigue can be the root cause of burnout syndrome. Mental fatigue, on the other hand, does not have to be due to a physical factor. There are only signs of mental and emotional blockage, weakness or even decline. The solution is to make plans for the future, to get away from heavy responsibilities from backlogs and to focus on and. People who feel exhausted, have trouble focusing, avoid doing what they need to do, and feel unhappy and bored, hesitating to take new responsibilities, must take this problem seriously. Physical fatigue passes with rest for a while, but mental fatigue does not disappear with listening. On the contrary, it is necessary to occupy the mind with other things, to be open to innovations, and to have different occupations. It is normal to see such problems in our success-oriented society, but it would be more appropriate to redefine the concept of success individually. Success does not mean victory. Winning does not equal success, and failure does not mean losing. When you think you have won, it is important what you give up or sacrifice in return for that turning. If what you lose for the sake of winning exceeds your earnings, there is no success. Winning should feel good. The possibility of not winning is always the case, and when you think about this possibility, if you are anxious, stressed, feeling trapped and think you have no choice but to win, it is exactly mental fatigue. Life has its own rules of competition. Life isn't just about winning a game, winning a race, passing an exam. Life is more about gaining self-confidence, skills, education, being healthy, making friends. If you consider activities such as exams or competitions that should cover a limited period of time to cover all life and spread them into your life, you will dynamize the thought integrity of your brain. It is never lived forever with a stressor. When you strain to live, your brain counteracts it. It stops flow, rejects the load and does it right. He cannot protect himself otherwise. For this reason, do not try to keep in your hands what has to happen and must flow through your life. In addition, one of the most important reasons for mental fatigue and lack of energy is the lack of self-confidence. We intend to mention this in detail in another video. Thank you for watching us and we hope it has been a useful video for you. Because our aim is to research, organize and share this information with you and move forward on the way of development.